Do you know that what you wear in your golden years can either make you feel youthful or leave you feeling older than you really are? It's true. Today we're diving into the 9 things you should never wear as you age. And trust me, some of our older friends wish they'd learned these lessons sooner. From shoes that hurt to clothes that age you, clothing choices play a huge role in your comfort, confidence, and even your health as you get older. In this video, we'll share real stories from elderly individuals who've experienced the consequences of fashion mistakes and what they wish they'd done differently. Whether it's swapping high heels for something more stable or embracing softer fabrics, these lessons can help you feel better and look your best in your later years. So let's jump right in and explore what to avoid wearing if you want to live life with style, comfort, and confidence. 1. High heels. Let's start with a wardrobe staple that many of us, especially as younger adults, love: high heels. But as we age, high heels can become a major issue. Just ask Mrs. Thompson, a vibrant woman in her 80s who used to strut around in heels like they were nothing. For years, she felt they made her look taller and more elegant, and she loved the way they made her feel. But as she got older, something started to change. Her feet became more sensitive, and balancing in those stilettos wasn't as easy as it once was. Mrs. Thompson recalls one fateful day when, after a long day out, she slipped on her favorite pair of high heels and lost her balance. The fall wasn't severe, but it left her shaken, and more importantly, it affected her mobility. She found herself relying more and more on others to assist her, and it made her realize that those heels she once adored were doing more harm than good. Her story is one many older individuals can relate to. As we age, our bones, joints, and balance change. High heels, which may have been comfortable in our younger years, can put unnecessary pressure on the feet and lead to problems like joint pain, posture issues, and even falls. Mrs. Thompson learned this lesson the hard way, but now she swears by comfortable, supportive shoes with a flat sole. It's made a world of difference in her day-to-day life, helping her walk with confidence and stability. The lesson here: comfort and stability should always come before style when it comes to shoes in old age. While high heels might be fun for a night out or a special event, choosing shoes with a flat or low heel and proper arch support can dramatically reduce the risk of falls. At the end of the day, your health and safety are far more important than trying to recapture the style of your younger years. Remember, a good, comfortable pair of shoes can give you the confidence to go about your day without fear of losing your balance, and that's something we all deserve, no matter our age. 2. Tight or uncomfortable clothing. Next up on our list of things to avoid in old age: tight or uncomfortable clothing. While it's tempting to cling to the clothes that made us feel youthful, as we age, tight clothing can be more of a hindrance than a help. Take Mr. Sanders, for example. In his late 70s, he used to pride himself on fitting into the same clothes he wore in his younger years. He thought that by squeezing into slim-fit pants and buttoned-up shirts, he could still look young and stylish. But over time, Mr. Sanders began to notice something troubling. The tight clothes restricted his movement, making it difficult to bend over or even sit comfortably. He also began experiencing joint pain, especially in his knees and back. It was only when he swapped those tight clothes for looser, more comfortable options that he realized how much it had been affecting him. Mr. Sanders now reflects on how much of a difference comfort has made in his daily life. The tight shirts, pants, and shoes that once seemed fashionable only served to limit his freedom of movement, increase his discomfort, and even contribute to pain in his joints. The lesson here is clear. As we age, we need to prioritize comfort over looking a certain way. Tight clothing can restrict blood flow, worsen circulation, and put unnecessary pressure on our muscles and joints. Loose-fitting clothes, on the other hand, can help improve circulation, reduce tension, and make it easier to move around. Clothes that fit well without being too tight allow you to move freely, stretch, and bend with ease, all of which are essential for maintaining your independence and avoiding unnecessary strain on your body. And as Mr. Sanders learned, comfort doesn't mean sacrificing style. There are plenty of chic, well-fitting clothing options out there that give you the freedom to feel and look your best without compromising your health or comfort. So, the next time you go shopping, remember that a little room to breathe goes a long way. 3. Brightly colored or clashing patterns. Now let's talk about something many seniors fall into when it comes to fashion. Brightly colored or clashing patterns. While vibrant colors and bold patterns may seem fun and youthful, they can sometimes have the opposite effect as we get older. Take Mrs. Bell, for example, a retired school teacher in her 70s who loved bright, attention-grabbing outfits. Her wardrobe used to be full of flashy neon tops, bold floral skirts, and a variety of clashing patterns. Mrs. Bell believed that wearing these eye-catching clothes would help her stand out and feel youthful. However, over time, her friends gently pointed out that while her outfits were certainly memorable, they were also starting to look a bit out of place. They encouraged her to embrace simpler, more elegant colors that would not only complement her age, but also make her feel more refined and confident. At first, Mrs. Bell resisted. She didn't want to give up the boldness she had come to love. But as she began experimenting with softer, more muted tones like navy blues, earthy greens, and classic black, she noticed a change. Not only did she feel more sophisticated, but she also felt more confident and at ease. Her clothes became timeless rather than trendy, and she received compliments for how put together she looked, rather than just how loud her clothes were. Over time, she realized that less truly is more when it comes to fashion in your golden years. The lesson here: muted, classic colors and simple patterns tend to look more elegant, timeless, and age-appropriate. They're not only easier on the eyes, but also much more flattering as we age. Wearing these colors can make you look more polished and put together, giving you that extra boost of confidence. Plus, embracing a more refined style means you won't have to worry about your clothes looking too loud or out of place. So, if you're looking to feel a little more sophisticated and comfortable in your own skin, consider switching out those loud, clashing patterns for something more subtle and classic. You'll be amazed at the transformation it can bring. 4. Old, worn-out shoes. Next on our list is something many of us tend to hold on to for far too long: old, worn-out shoes. We've all been there. You have that favorite pair of shoes that's been with you through thick and thin. They're comfortable, or so you think. But the truth is, holding on to shoes past their prime can seriously impact your health. Just ask Mr. Davis, a senior in his late 70s, who was known for his attachment to an old pair of sneakers. These shoes had been his trusty companions for years. Despite the soles losing their grip and the leather starting to crack, Mr. Davis couldn't bring himself to part with them. They were comfortable, or at least he remembered them being comfortable. It wasn't until he started developing blisters and experiencing knee pain that he admitted what he'd been avoiding. Those worn-out shoes were doing more harm than good. Mr. Davis had always been a proud, independent man, so when his knees began to hurt, he thought it was just a part of aging. But as the pain worsened, he finally realized that his shoes, once his favorite, were to blame. They no longer offered the support his feet and joints needed. The lack of proper cushioning and support led to increased pressure on his knees and feet, ultimately causing blisters and discomfort. It wasn't until he replaced those old shoes with a more supportive, well-cushioned pair that he noticed a significant improvement in his mobility and comfort. The lesson here is simple. Worn-out shoes are a recipe for foot pain, joint strain, and even long-term damage. As we age, our feet need more support and cushioning than ever. Shoes that are no longer providing adequate support can lead to issues like blisters, joint pain, and even posture problems. So, if you're holding on to your old favorites, it might be time to let them go. Investing in a new pair of shoes designed for comfort and support can make a world of difference in your daily life. Not only will your feet thank you, but your knees, hips, and back will too. When it comes to footwear in your later years, comfort and support should always come first. 5. Overly casual pajamas in public. Next, let's talk about something that might seem harmless, but can actually give off a less than ideal impression: wearing overly casual pajamas in public. We all love a good pair of comfy pajamas, and Mrs. Larson, a sweet grandmother in her 80s, was no exception. For years, she would slip into her soft, cozy pajamas and slippers as soon as she got home. Often, when she ventured out to run a quick errand, she didn't think twice about leaving the house still wearing her favorite PJ set. One day, after a trip to the local grocery store, Mrs. Larson's granddaughter kindly pointed out that, while she looked adorable, her pajama pants and slippers might not be the best choice for public outings. Mrs. Larson laughed it off, but after reflecting on her granddaughter's words, she realized that she hadn't paid much attention to how her clothing might be perceived outside the home. While Mrs. Larson thought she was simply being comfortable, she started to notice that when she wore pajamas in public, she felt a little less confident. It made her feel as though she wasn't fully present or ready for the world outside. Her family gently nudged her to switch to something more appropriate when leaving the house, and it wasn't long before Mrs. Larson embraced the idea. She started wearing simple, comfortable yet presentable outfits when she went out, things like soft cotton dresses, casual pants, and slip-on shoes that still gave her the comfort she craved, but looked more polished. The lesson here is clear. While it's absolutely important to prioritize comfort, especially as we age, keeping overly casual pajamas for the home is a good rule of thumb. Dressing appropriately when leaving the house can not only improve how others perceive you, but can also help you feel more confident and put together. You don't have to give up comfort, but making a small effort to look a little more polished when you step out can make a world of difference. You'll feel more empowered and ready to take on the day, whether you're heading to the store, meeting friends, or simply going for a walk. Remember, comfort doesn't have to mean sacrificing style. 6. Baggy or oversized clothes. Now let's talk about something many seniors might fall into as they age: baggy or oversized clothes. As we get older, it's natural to gravitate toward clothes that feel more relaxed and forgiving. But while they may seem comfortable at first, baggy clothes can sometimes have the opposite effect, making us look older and less put together. Mr. Reynolds, a former fashion-conscious man in his 70s, can certainly attest to this. As he aged, he began opting for oversized shirts and baggy pants, thinking that they would hide his changing body and keep him comfortable. However, he quickly noticed that these loose-fitting clothes made him look frumpy and gave the impression that he had given up on his appearance. He looked older than he felt, and that made him a little self-conscious. One day, his daughter gently suggested he try clothes that fit a bit better, and it changed everything. Mr. Reynolds initially resisted. He had always prided himself on being stylish, and now he was unsure how to balance comfort with looking good. But as he started trying on clothes that were more tailored and fit his body better, he noticed a transformation. His confidence soared. Rather than hiding his shape, well-fitting clothes highlighted his good features and made him feel more energetic and vibrant. He realized that wearing clothes that fit well didn't mean sacrificing comfort. It just meant choosing styles that allowed him to move freely without feeling swallowed up by fabric. The lesson here is simple. Tailored clothes that fit properly are key to looking polished and feeling more confident. Baggy clothes may feel like the easy choice, but they often make us appear sloppier and can leave us looking less put together. When you opt for clothing that fits well, it gives you a more youthful and energetic appearance. Tailored outfits don't have to be tight or uncomfortable. They just need to follow the natural lines of your body, offering both comfort and style. So the next time you're shopping, choose clothes that fit you just right, neither too tight nor too loose, and watch how much more vibrant and put together you'll feel. Looking good and feeling comfortable at the same time. Now that's a win. 7. Heavy jewelry or accessories. Next, let's talk about a fashion pitfall many seniors fall into: overdoing it with heavy jewelry or accessories. While jewelry can certainly add elegance and personality to an outfit, as we age, heavier pieces can become uncomfortable and even impractical. Mrs. Walker, a lively woman in her 70s, remembers how much she loved wearing bold, heavy necklaces, chunky bracelets, and large earrings in her younger days. She would proudly display her collection, thinking they added flair and sophistication to her style. But as the years went on, Mrs. Walker noticed something changing. The weight of her jewelry started to feel less glamorous and more like a burden. The necklaces weighed heavily on her neck, and the bracelets became uncomfortable on her wrists. It wasn't long before she started feeling the strain of wearing those statement pieces for extended periods. One afternoon, she decided to experiment with simpler, lighter accessories. And to her surprise, she felt so much better. Mrs. Walker realized that her love for bold jewelry hadn't faded, but her body had changed, and so had her needs. She started swapping her heavy pieces for more delicate, lightweight jewelry like thin chains, small stud earrings, and lightweight bangles. The change was subtle but significant. She still felt stylish and chic, but now the jewelry didn't weigh her down. In fact, the simplicity of the pieces seemed to enhance her overall look without overpowering it. Not only did she feel more comfortable, but she also noticed that she looked more refined and polished. The lesson here is clear. Simplicity in accessories can be both more comfortable and chic for seniors. While it's tempting to go for big, eye-catching jewelry, lighter pieces often create a more elegant and age-appropriate look. Large, heavy accessories can cause discomfort and detract from your outfit, while simpler, more delicate jewelry adds a touch of class without feeling overwhelming. So, when you're picking out your accessories, think light and minimal. The right delicate touch will not only make you feel more comfortable, but also enhance your natural beauty in a way that's timeless and chic. You don't need to wear heavy jewelry to stand out. Sometimes less is truly more. 8. Wrinkled clothes. Next up on our list is a fashion choice that might seem small but can have a big impact on how we're perceived: wearing wrinkled clothes. It's easy to grab something out of the laundry basket, throw it on quickly, and head out the door. But the truth is, wrinkled clothes can make us appear sloppy and less put together. Mr. Jacobs, a retired engineer in his 70s, admits that he used to do this all the time. In his busy retirement, he often found himself rushing through the morning, grabbing the first shirt he could find and not thinking twice about whether it was wrinkled or not. He didn't realize how much it affected his appearance until one day his daughter pointed it out. "Dad, you look great, but those wrinkles are giving you an older look," she said. At first, he thought it was a small detail, but over time he realized she was right. Wrinkled clothes made him look less sharp and put a damper on the energy he felt inside. Now Mr. Jacobs makes an effort to keep his clothes wrinkle-free. He says that ironing or steaming his clothes has become a small but crucial part of his routine. The difference is remarkable. He looks more polished, and he feels more confident. He even admits that he gets compliments from friends and family, remarking on how much sharper he looks. Not only does he look younger, but he also feels more energized and ready to take on the day. It turns out that this simple habit had a huge impact on his overall appearance and outlook. The lesson here is simple yet powerful. Maintaining a neat appearance is important, especially as we age. When you wear wrinkle-free clothes, you not only look more polished and put together, but you also send a message of self-respect and attention to detail. The psychological effect of looking sharp is profound. It boosts your confidence, lifts your mood, and makes you feel more youthful and energized. Wrinkled clothes might seem like a minor issue, but in reality, they can affect how you feel about yourself and how others perceive you. Taking a few extra minutes to smooth out your clothes can make a world of difference in how you look and feel. A neat appearance is timeless and adds to the sense of vitality that you want to carry with you into your golden years. 9. Clothes with uncomfortable fabrics. Finally, let's talk about something that many seniors overlook when it comes to their wardrobe: uncomfortable fabrics. As we age, our skin becomes more sensitive, and what might have been tolerable when we were younger can become a source of discomfort. Mrs. Simmons, a vibrant woman in her 70s, used to wear wool sweaters all through winter. She thought it made her look more refined and that she was keeping up with a certain style. She didn't want to seem old-fashioned or like she had given in to comfort over style. But over time, the scratchy texture of the wool began to irritate her skin. Her neck and arms were often red and itchy, and she found herself constantly adjusting her clothes. Despite the discomfort, she stubbornly kept wearing them, thinking she could endure it. That is until one chilly morning when her granddaughter asked, "Grandma, why don't you wear something softer? You deserve to be comfortable." That simple question led Mrs. Simmons to a new way of thinking. She started exploring softer fabrics like cotton, silk, and even cashmere, and the difference was night and day. No more scratchy wool irritating her skin, no more adjusting her clothes every few minutes. She was amazed at how comfortable and cozy these fabrics felt. Cotton shirts, for example, were breathable and gentle, while cashmere offered warmth without the itch. She realized that looking good didn't have to come at the expense of comfort. In fact, the more comfortable she felt in her clothes, the more confident and relaxed she became. The lesson here is clear. As we age, choosing fabrics that are soft and gentle on the skin is essential. Fabrics like cotton, silk, and cashmere are not only luxurious, but also breathable, allowing your skin to feel comfortable all day long. These fabrics help regulate your body temperature and are much easier on sensitive skin. Avoiding scratchy or overly stiff materials can make a world of difference in how you feel day to day. Comfort should always be a priority, and there's no reason why you can't enjoy both style and softness in your clothing choices. So, the next time you're shopping, think about what feels good against your skin. Your body will thank you for it. Conclusion. And there you have it. The 9 things you should never wear as you age, along with the valuable lessons that come with them. Remember, your comfort, confidence, and overall well-being are just as important as your style. Let's embrace clothing that makes us feel good inside and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you found these tips helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let me know. Do you agree with the list, or do you have your own never-wear items in mind? Comment if you learned something new, or 0 if you're ready to rethink your wardrobe. Until next time, stay stylish, comfortable, and confident.